Gonna be a badass intro.
That's the sound of the police.
What?
We were talking about ASMR, and one of the things that I like doing is listening to the Chicago police um, like beep boops.
Yeah.
You know, like how they're like, "This is a 234," or coming on the 96, gonna cut this goon off.
Oh, where do you listen to that? And why?
Well, apparently, I found it else by on Reddit. You know how you get like recommendations, like, oh, you would be interested in this subreddit or
You'd be
whatever.
interested in listening to Chicago police.
Yeah, this dude was like,
Is it,
came up.
is it live as well?
Oh, so you can get live ones, but like
Oh
that's only
yeah.
if you're in the state. I'm not in the state. I just listen to like some dude just like records them.
Oh yeah. Oh, you know what I was thinking of the other day? Yesterday actually. How I want to make my own fake radio station. Like I could just make a video. It could be like a few hours long, where I just like record a bunch of segments as if I'm a radio host. Like maybe invite other people on as well, and like just and just like set up a playlist of like just a bunch of songs that you wouldn't usually hear on the radio that I like. Could be like Jaden FM,
Jaden
and then I'll
FM.
upload like this 3 hour video to Super J or something, and yeah, like I could play like whole like medleys and stuff. Like like in some albums you find like songs that are like you'll find like a piece of music that goes over 3 songs. I could play one of those. Queen's done it a couple times. Yeah.
Instead of just like having like the little like intermission, but just suddenly get cut off. I was like, what?
Yeah, yeah. That's what happens when you put a song that's part of a medley on your playlist. Do you ever
I
find
was
that?
think I was thinking about the radio station. I wanted to because our school doesn't have like what's it called, a PA system. So you know it's like, Mr. Simpson, please come to the principal's desk. I was thinking of setting up a radio station in every classroom and having someone like do notices and stuff.
That would be pretty cool.
I really wanted to do that.
'Cause do they
It's so expensive though to get a frequency.
is that just like an American thing or is it or like do other schools in New Zealand have it?
For our business trip, we went to another school, and it's definitely not like widespread in New Zealand, but I think it does happen in some Christian schools, no, in some high schools.
Hmm. Welcome to Garbage Talk.
Yeah, what's your favorite ASMR? Your
Mm.
Is it the sound of our voices? Probably.
We're back. The squad is back. Here to make a late video. You know, welcome back to your monthly podcast. I mean, we've missed just a few months, but that's alright. Um, you know, we're back in action. This could just end up just being a one-off. We might never record one again, but oh well, we're back for now. This might not even get uploaded. Who knows?
You'll only be able to sleep
Let's
for
hope
one
it
more
does.
night. Uh,
Um, yeah. So the plan was to record this like a year ago, over a year ago, where we were basically going to talk about lockdown because we were in lockdown, and kind of just about COVID and stuff, and the whole like and everything that was going on at the time. That might be a bit old now, but I think we can. I mean, it would be good at some point to kind of look back and reflect on lockdown and kind of what we went through during the time, what we learned from it, and all that. You know, what was enjoyable about it, what wasn't, what we'd do again. I don't know. How we would act differently if there were to be another lockdown. Um, but yeah, I think what else was there?
well, I've should we segue? Because I was going to ask you, um, 1 to 10, how's your overall experience of lockdown?
Hmm. Should we say that when like at the end of the lockdown bit?
At the end, sure.
Oh yeah, because we also have a lockdown vlog from last year. To
Oh, that was sitting there. Oh, that's right.
that still hasn't been uploaded because I wanted to include it in this video, and it was so long ago now. And we never recorded this, but we are now. I mean, yeah, so we'll probably show that at one point. We also, while we're on the topic of, you know, the pandemic, the end of the world, we decided to watch a movie about a disaster. Because, we thought that would relate to the whole disaster of COVID-19. I mean, not specifically to the virus, but just a disaster in general. So we could get to that later. But yeah, I think the format for these podcasts should become a bit more loose. Like, 'cause last year I was like, oh yeah, we should make it a bit more formulaic, and in each one we can have three sections, like a talking section, a movie review, and then a vlog or something similar. But I think, just I don't know, just so it's a bit more freeing for us, we could kind of just I think just talk for ages and then just use whatever clips we
So we're
have.
not locked down.
What?
So we're not locked down.
But I don't even. Nah, it doesn't work.
It
Um,
works.
yeah. So basically, we'll just record like a long as video, and I'll take a bunch of stuff out to use for like highlights on Super J or something, and edit those bits as their own separate videos. So we could just get into a random conversation about anything, like an example you used before, Samuel.
Chicago ASMR.
Yeah, Chicago ASMR. Um, yeah, we could just make a video about Chicago ASMR because we talked about it, if that makes sense. Anyway, um, how are you?
Um, I was, I am excited for this podcast. I was very excited to talk about the lockdown. Um, but I
Are you being
recently just
genuine or are you just bullshitting this for the video?
no, I genuinely wanted to talk about it. I don't want to talk about the present. I want to go to the past.
Okay. Should we just kick that
So
off now then?
yeah, because I'm ready for it.
O-
I'm super ready.
Okay. So
Well,
lockdown last year, 2020. I think the day it started, we were kind of all at school, and we had heard there had been rumors about the school shutting and stuff. But I don't think anyone really thought it was gonna happen. And then this one day we were just out at lunch. We were waiting for an announcement that was gonna come on at like 1 o'clock or something.
like
Um,
that.
yeah. And I think someone was watching a live stream and they were like, "Oh, look, we're going into alert level 3. That means no school tomorrow." So So everyone was like, "Whoa, this is sudden." And like there were even I remember teachers walking around going like, "Remember Mrs. Are we allowed to drop the teachers' names? I don't know.
Just add a bleep beep
The Mrs.
beep.
W was walking around trying to like telling everyone, "Oh no, the school's not shutting. No, it's not." Um and the next day no one came to school. So it was kind of crazy. It was just out of the blue and like I think
No
um
one really understood what even like alert levels were. Even like the whole COVID thing, it was kind of in the background for a bit, then suddenly just appeared.
hmm, I think it was quite exciting at first. Like I don't know, just the kind of sudden change of it all, and like the excitement of like, yo, school's cancelled. I remember
Yeah,
I remember celebrating actually on that day, on that lunchtime. There must have been like five of us or something. I remember Toby and Hugh were there, and we went and stood behind the library, and someone started playing Despacito, and we had a dance party.
didn't we sing the national anthem as
We
well?
probably did. Um, and then what was kind of funny is that my last lesson of school that day was religious studies. And someone pulled out a prayer out of the class prayer box that someone had written that said something like oh, dear Lord, I pray that the coronavirus does not become a national, global pandemic. And everyone in there was like, oh my God.
Ironic.
Mm. So then we didn't come back to school for 7 weeks. And um, I think for me, without going too much into detail, for me it was kind of the perfect time for lockdown to hit. Because I was in a situation where I really wanted to get away from some people, in a certain group I was part of. Um, yeah. So I think I just saw, I think I saw lockdown as like really refreshing, I guess. And
Solace.
yeah, I used the opportunity to kind of, well, now, now that I was shut off for the rest of the world, like, shut myself off from these people. Um, so yeah, and I think for the first week, it was pretty good. I think just yeah, just because I kind of got myself hyped up, like, oh, I can relax now, I don't have to worry about anything. Um, but after that, I think like the thoughts started getting to me, like, I don't want to go too much into detail. Okay. Um, but yeah,
And
I started like questioning decisions I'd made, in a situation I had been in the previous month, and like, I'd find myself like in the afternoons, like lying down on my bed for an hour just thinking. And I think, yeah, when it could have been more productive, but
I
mm,
guess it wasn't productive, but it sounds like it was quite healing, which is
yeah, I guess
good.
it was. I think I think I
Character
got a
arc.
I think I got enough like social contact and stuff to like, to keep me going. I don't I wasn't sure of like any less dramatic way to say that. Um, but yeah, like some of my best memories of lockdown were just gaming with the boys for hours. Like there was, unfortunately, you didn't have a PlayStation, and you still don't. So you
Okay.
weren't there, but I mean, yeah, we had a lot of fun times. Like I remember playing a lot of Minecraft and just talking for like ages. It was really cool. And and you and I at one point decided to video call and like get creative with kind of what we could do in isolation. And that is a vlog that will be coming up later. Um, yeah. And I've kind of been blabbering for a while. Is there anything you have to say?
Wow. My experience was very positive. I enjoyed all of lockdown. In fact, if I almost wish there was another global pandemic. Where's the new COVID update? Has been one in a while. Um, I think I enjoy. I'm a bit of a cat. I like chilling in the sun, doing my own thing, prowling around the streets, getting chased by stray dogs,
Hmm.
using analogies for way too long. And
Yeah.
I think I think I think the lockdown, the coolest bit about it was the atmosphere. Like walking downtown and there's just like dead empty streets gave you like a post apocalypse vibe,
Mm.
which is really cool.
I couldn't.
Um,
Yeah, I couldn't walk downtown, but like I get what you mean, because like, sometimes like I'd go for a drive with my mum to the supermarket and stuff, and just all the streets would be empty. It was crazy. It was kind of cool, and like, and I think I saw a surprising amount of people outside. Like usually you don't see that much people walking because they're all, I don't know, in the house or in their cars or whatever. But now that everyone doesn't really have a choice, like everyone was kind of out and about. I
let's go
remember,
walking.
um, I remember one bike ride I went on. Um, just kind of around my neighborhood, because what I was gonna say was that I couldn't actually go into town because the town I live in is significantly bigger than yours, and I live like in the suburbs, a little way out of it. Um, but yeah, I was going for a bike ride this one day, and I remember seeing I passed someone who was sitting on the side of the road, and it was either a boy or a girl, and they were talking to another. hold on. Okay, basically, there was a boy and girl sitting on opposite sides of the road and like talking from across the road, which was like I'm assuming they were in like a relationship or something, and because they couldn't actually, physically meet up because of social distancing, they were they were separated by a road and were like having a conversation across the road, which they could do because there were no noisy cars getting in the way or anything. So I don't know, I thought that was kind of cool. It was like rom-com moment almost. Well, maybe not rom-com moment,
Yeah,
I don't know,
that's
but
that's like Disney love
but
story.
like yeah, I kind of want that.
Actually, I saw a few uh Dartmoor high schoolers breaking the social distancing rules. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
It kind of ruined it. You're enjoying this nice outdoors, and then you hear like a, and you're like, "What's that? Is that like a
Oh,
leaky tap
oh
or
my
something?"
God.
And then you turn around, and like they don't even notice you. It's like lockdown can't keep us apart. It's like,
Jesus.
oh man,
T
I think
2 meters.
yeah. So yeah, the hormones was really going through Dargaville, I think,
Mm.
because of the lockdown.
As the
For me, it
virus
was
spread, so did the hormones.
for me. I think I enjoyed the not beyond the atmosphere. I think the ability to it forced you to do certain hobbies that you kind of put off
Oh yeah.
and work. One of
Yeah.
them, one of them is music. Um, got me into practicing guitar. Now I don't practice guitar, so we need another lockdown. Um, it got me back into reading, and then I dropped it, and recently I got back into it. So thanks lockdown, I guess.
Mm.
Which also found me side tangent my new passion and probably what I might study, and that is astrophysics. Going on record, going to become an astrophysicist. Yeah,
No.
watch out, Brian May. I'm gonna be called the king, and you can be my queen. Oh,
Okay, that was good. So are
thank
you
you.
actually thinking of doing that in the future?
Yeah, it's I'm following this girl who she's
Physics
like
girl?
I wish it was for this girl. Everly Levesque, which is a cool ass name. She's a mix, like I think. She's an American, but Latin American, and it's her journey from like a child and how she, what her job does, and she spends a lot of time in New Zealand because New Zealand doesn't have a lot of air pollution, and we have some of like the nicest skies to um, go. Anyway, lockdown. What the hell am I on about?
Um,
But yeah, yeah.
well, we could link that back because air pollution, lockdown, there was even less air pollution because no one was driving around.
Oh yeah, those
Unless you had to
pictures of
go to the
like China
supermarket.
and stuff.
Mm. And like, oh, do you remember all the memes about
Yeah,
like
yeah, yeah.
you'd see
The
like reports
dolphins
of like
returning.
yeah, dolphins returning in harbors, and then it like elevated to the point where they were like, um, oh, the skies are so clear that the Death Star can be seen and stuff like that. Oh no, no, like the opening title crawl. That was a good one. um,
I find that really interesting though. That you can spend like the rest of the world must have been in lockdown for like 6 months to like a year, and then we can kind of like survive without polluting to hell. I just find that very interesting.
hmm.
Like I wonder, because you know how a lot of people are working from home and now stuff. I wonder if lockdown's going to be the reason why our carbon emissions decrease. Hopefully they do. That'd be
Yeah,
cool.
it's like everyone learns a lesson from it.
Yeah,
That's pretty
because
cool.
it was it was sudden and we had to respond just as aggressively as it took us. So I think it should be the same with climate change. Just because it isn't as sudden doesn't mean we shouldn't be should not be aggressive. We should be just as aggressive.
Hmm.
got a wide array of topics, and we're just already just going through lockdown. I like it. I like it.
Alright. Um, so I think I wanted to say something back to when you were talking about how it kind of gave you more time to for hobbies, was it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Um, yeah, I think the first week especially, I kind of just used the time to get as much done as possible, because I think it must have been a few days after the lockdown started, we got an email from one of the teachers saying like, okay, online school starts in 2 weeks, these are your holidays. So we had like this whole 2 weeks where with like nothing to do, and we were just all just in our homes. And yeah, and I think there was quite a lot that I wanted to do, so I used that time to I think I tried to anyway, because I think everything that was on my mind at the time kind of well limited me in a way, but yeah. Because I remember the first couple days, I set myself a timetable with
Uh,
like as if I was at school, but instead of
yeah.
like school subjects, it was like personal projects and stuff. I think there was
Oh,
although I did include a bit of school stuff, there was physics because I was a bit behind on that, and that's why I don't take physics this year. um,
that's a catchphrase for this year, guys.
yeah, that's my catchphrase. They don't know that, only you know that. um, but now I just explained it, so it's no longer an inside joke. Anyway, yeah, I think there was uh like journal writing, novel writing, like all the stuff I wanted to do. I kind of oh, it was Super J video making. That was a subject I gave myself. Um, so I think I did get quite a few videos done during lockdown. Um, yeah, since then I kind of disappeared. Sorry, everyone who's listened this far into the video, if anyone has. It's just that one random guy got into an argument with in the comments section. Yeah. Wait, should I sidetrack and like quickly talk about that? Or
Sure.
okay.
It was quite interesting and very sad on
Okay,
that
so
person's
basically,
part,
I was researching maritime piracy for an assignment,
which
and
was very interesting. We can use that topic as well.
I don't know if I want to talk about that. I guess I don't know. If we want something educational, we could. But yeah. So I'm researching maritime piracy, and I found this video of like a pirate attack. Um, because I was looking up if I got curious and wondered if pirates ever attacked cruise ships. So I looked it up and I found a video of pirates apparently attacking a cruise ship. I think that was it anyway. And there was this guy in the comments who was like, "Oh yeah, I was on a cruise ship once. It got attacked by pirates." And this guy replied to him, and they got into a big argument. The second guy was like, "Oh, that's not possible. You can't like." I mean, the first guy was probably lying, but the second guy was like, "Oh, that's not possible. You can't get attacked by pirates on a cruise ship. Like, what cruise ship was this on? When did this happen?" And he was going crazy. He was like full caps and everything, and like insulting this guy, like probably calling him like a deranged child and random stuff like that. And oh man, I read through this whole thread. Like it took a while, but it was like, damn,
The rabbit hole
this
of
guy was kind of cracking me up. So I decided to reply to his comment, his last comment. I was like, I can't remember what it. Oh, that's right. I told him to shut up, because I I don't recommend doing this, by the way, unless unless you can really take it.
unless you
But
want to go insane yourself.
yeah, um, but I told him to shut up because I knew that he was gonna have a go at me if I did. So he had a go at me. It was oh, I must still have screenshots somewhere. I don't know if I should take the time to pull them up, but maybe I will. But basically, my point was how I like thought of this. Why I brought this up was somewhere through the argument he wanted some dirt to use on me. So he went onto my channel, and this is on my second channel. This wasn't Super J. This is Derailed Train, which is basically a shitposting channel. And at the time, and I think still, oh no, yeah, at the time I had 3 videos public on there, which were like a 12-minute video of a static waterfront, a video of me making a sandwich, and a Garbagetalk episode, which was the last one. And he decided he was going to go and watch all 3 of these videos to see what to see what he could use against me in them. And he, shit, we did like, how long was that video where we talked about the Queen concert? It must have been like 40 minutes, and he watched like maybe nearly 10 minutes into this. At, at the part where I was like going on about how I choked on that guy's vapor that was standing in front of us in the concert, and how I was pissed off that he had decided to do that like at a concert when it was windy and I was trying to sing behind him.
He's going back into the,
Yeah, and it went straight into my breathing hole. Anyway, so this guy sees this and hits me up in the YouTube comment section and is like, "Huh, what a child," or something like that, and like goes on about how like how childish I am for my dismay that someone was doing drugs at a concert. And I think he kind of missed the point there, or well, he was it was a bit of an oversimplification because I wasn't mad that someone was doing drugs at a concert. I was mad that I choked on it. But
I was mad that
yeah,
he had no respect for anyone else.
but yeah, this guy watched an entire like 8 minutes of garbage talk just to get dirt on me, and then decided to have a go at me for the fact that I didn't like that someone was doing drugs at a concert, and like called me a child for it or something. Anyway, the highlights of the argument, he basically told me oh, that's right. He also went on about how I apparently have a speech impediment and a lisp, although me and some others afterwards Googled the definition of a lisp, which is I think the inability to pronounce certain letters, which I can very much pronounce. So
Can you do the ABCD? Your ABCs.
oh yeah, that's right. And he was saying stuff like oh, shit, brain fart, sorry. Um oh, that's right. He was his English was very advanced, and he let everyone know this. As he was using some very big words in this comment section. And my replies, my grammar in my replies were like was above average for a comment section, but he decided to go and call me like a juvenile or something
Juvenile.
because apparently like and he started asking if English was my second language because apparently I can't speak it very well. Well, yeah, this guy was a bit of a nutter. Anyway, I think the peak of the conversation was when he told me to that life only gets harder and to take the easy way out while I can. Um,
Which
and I was like,
was
and then
essentially calling someone to kill themselves, which is like, okay,
mm,
that's a bit illegal.
and at this point, because he was going on about like, oh, why is a child like you talking to grown men on the internet? How how inappropriate or something like that. And then I was like, bro, you just told someone who you assume is a child to kill themselves. I don't think that's very good either. Um, but yeah, it ended eventually. It was quite. I mean, it was kind of funny, but it was quite infuriating as well.
It's like banging your head against a wall. Like, no matter how hard you bash it, you're still not going to break that wall.
Yeah. You can never win an argument with an idiot. That's a quote I found one time. I don't remember where from, but it's definitely true in my experience.
It is hard to win an argument against a smart person, impossible against a dumb person. Something like that.
Yeah, yeah, something like that. So I assume you've seen it too. Anyway, yeah,
Yeah,
that was some light entertainment. I think while I was trying to get my assignment done. But
light entertainment. Go kill yourself.
anyway, lockdown. What was I even talking about?
Oh, wait,
I was hoping you'd
pirates.
remember.
That. Oh my gosh, we're going down that rabbit hole. Oh my gosh. Assignments. Oh,
Oh, Super J
timetable.
videos. That's
Super
right.
videos.
Yeah. So my point is likely the only person who's going to be watching up to this point. We've been recording for 30 minutes nearly now. It could just be
Already.
some random 29 minutes and 45 seconds.
Uh,
Yeah, it could just be some random guy in a comment section who's trying to get dirt on me.
yeah,
I'm
it's probably that
sorry.
guy.
I'm sorry that I have a stutter. Jeez. Doesn't
Hey, at
need.
least he's watching videos. We should thank him. Thank you for watching, by the
Oh
way.
yeah, yeah. Thanks for getting the views up. Um. Oh, I just remembered something else, which kind of ties into lockdown. Because during lockdown, this is about the podcast actually. During lockdown, as I said, I played a lot of Minecraft, and while I play Minecraft, I usually tend to watch YouTube videos, which I haven't done in ages, really. I haven't really had the luxury of being able to. Just school has kind of just bummed me out. But,
Bum.
no, actually, I've played Minecraft twice these holidays. It was quite nice. It was very refreshing. Reminded me what happiness feels like. I'm joking. Anyway, yeah, I think I decided to look up Garbage Talk one time, and I found Garbage Talk podcast, which was not ours, but there were two episodes. It was some kids talking on Discord, and I don't remember like us right
Sounds
now.
familiar.
Yeah.
Yeah, sounds familiar.
Oh yeah, by the way, we're using the brand new Super J official server. Wow. You can
Should we
join it.
leave a link in the bottom?
Yeah, let's leave a link. Heck yeah, join the server. But anyway, I watched these two Garbage Talk videos. And I thought, man, they have a podcast with the same name as us. We should challenge them to a debate, and whoever wins gets to keep the name of Garbage Talk. I don't even know if they're still alive. I mean, this was a whole year ago. But I mean, we could reach out to them, and on behalf of Jaden and Samuel, ask if they want to debate
1v1.
1v1.
I'm more trash than you.
We'll invite them to the server. We can get friends.
Actually, yeah. Why don't we just join? Join, like, make a bigger like garbage bin. We could, there's more room for everyone. More room
Yeah.
for the trash.
Yeah, we can have a. I just yeah, so many times. We can have a bigger
Yeah.
crew. We need a bigger crew.
For some reason, I imagine us like we rock around in our like like this like those green like dumpster bins,
Hmm?
and then we just like stick like a rocket engine at the back of it and like use that like like there'll be like a podcast like vehicle. I want that like drawn
It
now. I want
sounds
it
like
drawn
something
out.
from a kid's book, but I love it.
Yeah, like that kind of thing.
Like, did you ever read that book where like a bunch of it used to be in my primary school library. I loved it. Where like a bunch of penguins made a rocket out of like stuff they found around a house. Like they're like sneaking they like break into someone's house at night, I think, and steal a bunch of stuff and make a rocket out of it. And like the seat in the cockpit was a toilet, was a stolen toilet, and the rocket was powered by baked beans. And at the end they blasted off, and I was like, man, that's so cool.
Whoa,
What? Oh no,
that's awesome.
the baked beans didn't have any correlation with the toilet. It was just coincidence. In case that's what you're wondering. But yeah.
I like that.
Yeah, so that's something we could do in the future. We could challenge them to a debate. Oh yeah, I was also thinking, uh, would you be up for the Dead Dog podcast? Where we have,
Oh, that is out of context. We need to stick that on like
okay, a section,
yeah, sure.
Dead Dog is a book written by one of our friends, years ago,
A
when he
man who's mentally ill.
when he when he could not write very well. Um, so yeah, I'm thinking we could do a Dead Dog podcast where we have one section where it's basically an audiobook, and we could get like Toby in here as well, and like you, me, and Toby could like take turns at reading the book. We could read like a chapter each because I think there's about three, and or maybe a paragraph each or something. I don't know. Um, or a few paragraphs each, and then we could later on in the thing we could have an interview with the author of Dead Dog.
Oh,
Wh-
he's only gotten worse ever since he's made that. That was like the start of his insanity.
Okay, do you have
It's a lovely read. It's so funny.
it?
You'd think it'd be made like artificially, but no, that's like real art. That is
Yeah. Like I find that whenever I read, I can't read it out loud without like crying from laughter.
It just adds a smile to your face. It's just like it's just everything you want it to
It's
be.
got to be like an annual thing. Like when you get to the part of the year where you're feeling down, you just pull out Dead Dog and relive
Dang, what gets me up, dear dog?
and relive all the happy memories. Well,
Happy. Who killed my puppy? Like John Wick. Need that. We need like that.
you do do you remember like all the sequels that I think Toby or someone planned? It was like,
Yeah.
and they like
Yes.
parodied a bunch of stuff. And also that reminds me, a student from my English class. Do you remember a few years ago, decided he was going to write a sequel to Macbeth, and then planned a bunch of sequels to Macbeth. There was Macbeth 2, Macbeth Strikes Back, and then a bunch of other ones. At some point, there was Young Seward's Diary. I got reminded of that in English a while ago because you brought it up again.
Oh, that's interesting.
um. Anyway, lockdown. Do you is there anything else you want to say right off the top of your head about lockdown, or should we just cut to the bit where we're like, what did you learn from it?
Nah, let's go. Let's keep moving.
What did you learn from lockdown?
To enjoy your own company.
Hmm.
It was and how to stay productive and try new things. Like no matter what, like keep learning. Um, yeah,
Hmm.
it definitely did me better. I think that year would have been wasted if it wasn't for lockdown, which is
Really?
interesting. Yeah, I really appreciated lockdown.
I think
I
that
think that changed my life for the better. Sorry, Pat.
no, I've forgotten what I was gonna say now. I always get nervous during these moments and forget what I'm gonna say. Because I know I'm not gonna edit this, and it makes me like it puts some pressure on because I have to keep talking, but
Spotlight.
and that just makes me forget things. But yeah, I think oh, that's right. So our lockdown lasted about 7 weeks, and I think while we were nearing the end of it, I was glad to be about to come back to school and like see everyone, but and kind of just be let back out into the world. But at the same time, I was kind of like, I wouldn't mind if this went for a bit longer,
Yeah,
because it
definitely.
it definitely wasn't bad, and
I
like,
think if it went to 10 weeks, I would have gone insane.
really, yeah, I say that, but like if we lived in America, we would have been screwed over eventually. Yeah.
I did have to learn how to like not socialize again, but get back into like, oh yeah, that's right. There's a bell, there's a uniform, there's that,
Oh
which
yeah.
was
Oh, and just
that
waking
was
up on time as well. That might be a big one. Well, for me at least it was. Because I remember we had our homeroom calls, or Fano class calls if you come from here. And
and
like
who never showed up?
you or me?
Not me. I showed up.
Oh, okay. I I I showed up when I could, but I think at first it was like I was always in a rush to wake up on time so that I didn't miss it. But then as it went on, I kind of got like really slack and like I'd set an alarm for like 8. Because the calls were at like 9 or something. I'd set an alarm for like 8:30, fall back asleep, then like join the voice call from bed. Voice call? What am I on about? Join the call from bed and like while still half asleep. So,
Actually, there was a cool thing where you could like see people's lives. Wait, that sounds a bit like as in like people kind of like, oh yeah, this is my dog, this is my cat, and like sometimes someone's parent will be like, hey, what's going on here? And
oh
so
yeah, yeah. Yeah, that
we
was
also did
cool.
yoga. which was really cool.
You did yoga where? Well, I mean,
Mrs.
not where, in your
Mrs.
house, obviously,
Yeah,
but.
yeah, yeah. Mrs. Crowford. She's
Oh.
gone now, so rip. But yeah, we did yoga a few
Oh,
bits.
I remember that. I didn't. I think there was a tuck shop cooking tutorial at some point as well. And I was gonna. Yeah, me and my sister were gonna watch that, but then I slept in. It was so easy just to sleep in lockdown. So yeah, back to the point, like when it was over, you kind of had to get used to waking up on time and stuff. But then again, that's how it is after every summer holidays.
Like the ones that have just been.
Yeah, and the ones that have just been. Gosh, I'm gonna have to wake up at 7 tomorrow. I'm not gonna like that. Yeah, I feel like I was gonna say something else, but it's completely left my mind. So yeah, lockdown kind of was a learning experience for me. I can't say right off the top of my head what I learned, but like I can't put it into words, but it's there somewhere. Basically, I think I so I signed out of my main Instagram account for like what ended up being a full month, which um which I don't think was a bad idea, just because I wanted to cut certain people off. Um, which yeah, and I think it was quite nice. It was detoxing in a way, I guess. Like,
Detoxing. That's a nice word.
well, that's what they call it when you take a break from like your phone and stuff,
Huh.
like an extended break. But I didn't take a break from my phone or even Instagram. I just took a break from like maybe 100 people. Um, yeah, so I think it was quite good to just I spent all my time on my second account, which just had like I just followed like 16 people on, and it was quite good just kind of only really needing to talk to, those few closer people that the ones that you really enjoy being around rather than everyone else.
The people that you're forced to be around, I guess.
Yeah. I mean, I'd like to do something like that again. If we had another lockdown, maybe I'd cut myself off from people. I don't know. Actually, I can't really think of anyone at the moment. Actually, no, I can. That's a lie. But um, yeah, and I think I just all the thinking I did during the time. Like a lot of days, I would just spend like an hour or so just thinking, and I guess I don't know. I guess on
Give you
thinking.
catharsis.
Give me what?
Catharsis.
What's that?
It's catharsis.
What's?
Wait, I don't know. Let me search it up.
Oh my gosh.
Catharsis. I don't know how to like describe it. The process of releasing and thereby providing relief from strong or oppressed emotions.
Hmm. I don't.
Synonyms: purging, purification, cleansing, exorcism.
I don't know if it was so much that. Like, I wasn't really expressing any. I wasn't really getting out any emotions. I just spent a lot of time thinking. I think because of the situation I was in at the time. To shed some light on that, I basically had a big falling out with someone. They'd gone and said a bunch of shit to a bunch of other people, and I was in a group that I thought hated me. Um, yeah. I just spent a lot of time thinking about that, and I came to like quite a lot of conclusions about it as well. So I think once lockdown was over, I was kind of ready to go back to it all, because I guess I kind of prepared myself mentally in a way. But yeah, that's what I found. I think school was really stressful at the time. It was really hard to keep up with everything, like
Yeah, I think that's
working from
another
home.
part.
I think
I think lockdown. I think it calmed down the teachers.
really,
Yeah, I
oh,
find this year easier.
really,
Um, yeah, in comparison to last year.
oh, I'm struggling this year. Um,
Latino.
mm, I found that with the schoolwork and lockdown. I forgot what I was gonna say again. Hold on, I got it. No, I'm panicking now. Samuel, take over.
Oh, I found in lockdown that you'll never be able to recreate the same situation, and because of that, we got to. I think we kind of appreciate it a bit more. Like if lockdown was like this annual thing, like the purge or something. Not that we do the purge in New Zealand, but well, we do, but don't tell anyone. Um, it'd be a bit different, but because we kind of look at it with a bit more rose tinted eyes, because it's just that's never going to happen again, and we're different people going through those 7 weeks. I think anyway.
I
Did
think
anything I say make any sense, or is it just like filler?
I do not know. I kind of zoned out there. But one thing I did catch was living in New Zealand. I think that reminded me. I think last year especially, it just made me realize how glad I am to live in this country.
Same,
Like,
but I still want to leave it. Let's get out of here.
you might have to wait a while for that. Yeah, just the way we handled COVID, like
We
how
were pretty lucky.
I guess
Like,
so. But like the way we handled COVID and like I don't know. I think later on in the year, my family went on holiday, and because we couldn't go to any different countries because the borders were shut, we went down south to Queenstown, to the South Island, and kind of road tripped around that area and stuff. And it just, yeah, it just made me realize, like, man, our country is beautiful. You just gotta go to the right places, really.
get out of Northland. Northland's just bruh.
Yeah, don't go to Northland. Bay of
Unless you
Islands
want
is
some
cool.
cheap perimeter. We got some pretty good perimeter.
Oh yeah. But I think what I was gonna say about school during lockdown was that, damn it.
Filler time.
I know, I just found it quite hard to keep up working from home. Really? I think as soon as like I said, the first week was pretty breezy. Like the second week, it all kind of sunk in. I started getting thoughts and stuff, and then the third week, school started. And as soon as school started, well, I think when the online calls started, I think at first it was a little bit relieving just to kind of be back with everyone in a way. Um,
Sure. Yeah.
but mm, but then after a while, just all the work we had to do was kind of just it kind of just screwed me over because sorry. Yeah, I don't know. It's just something about working from home, like for and like
Does
being at
that
home
would
for
that
like
extend to like homework as well? Or
I guess so. Because I found that I'm doing this geo assignment these holidays was mm, like spending like a week straight at home rather than school and trying to work. Like kind of I think kind of getting used to not being at school um made me more made me use my time less wisely, if that makes sense. Like kind of like, oh yeah, school isn't back for 2 weeks, I've got tomorrow to finish this. Then tomorrow you don't finish it. Oh yeah, I've got the next day to finish this, whatever.
okay, yeah.
Yeah. You got what I mean?
Yeah, that's pretty easy to do.
Mm. Um, yeah, so I think online school during lockdown was not that great for me, but some of the calls were quite funny though.
When
Some
they
of
screw them up.
the because I think it was quite last minute, I guess. The whole like online school thing starting, and I guess the teachers especially weren't really used to it, so a lot
Yeah.
of the time didn't really know how to handle it. Like Mrs. had some terrible internet, and like should like we'd be having a class with her, an online class. Well, I call it an online class, but in reality, it was just like it should blabber on for 40 minutes about something. and and she kept, because of her internet, she kept cutting out, and she'd like keep dropping out of the calls. So then it was just, so then it was just my class, and it would go into chaos. At some point, I think she lagged out of a call, and then DJ was like, "Oh, yo, guys, want to see my Minecraft animation?" And he showed our whole class's Minecraft animation that he was working on. It was quite cool. And then like, do you
It's quite
remember?
funny using the chat function.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Oh yeah, you guys had some like dilemma with like,
Like this physics like got out of hand.
what was it where like someone kept oh, didn't someone keep like muting someone else or something in this one call?
Oh yes, I was doing. I think I was leading prayers, and then the way that Google Meets works is whoever gets in first becomes the what's it called, like the manager of the call. And so James, one of our friends James got in there before everyone else. So randomly during the prayer I was leading, he would mute me, and then he kicks me, and and everyone else was like, "Wait, what happened to the prayers? Why did it suddenly just go silent?"
Huh. Do you remember the I think we only ever had like one music call, and I remember it being quite funny because we had a mixed class. It was we were year 12s and there were year 13s as well, and like one or two year 11s. It's the same this year, except there's even more year 11s, and it's scary. It's not really, I'm joking. But I remember one of the year 13s had like really bad internet, and he kept trying to like roast his friend or something, or like saying some like really uh, like blabbering on, saying a bunch of like real smart ass comments or something like that. And he probably thought he sounded really smart, but in reality, he couldn't hear a thing he was saying because his internet was so bad. And we were just and we were just all sitting here laughing at him. It was so good. Yeah, that's what I remember from calls. Do you think we can wrap up on lockdown? Is that? Do you have anything else to say?
Also, I think lockdown just extended to a lot of other topics.
Hmm.
Um, should we just what's it?
Oh, right. Oh, one more thing to say. So last year, I think when we planned this podcast, um, the plan was that we were both going to write predictions, for what was gonna happen with like lockdown and the virus and stuff. Um, so I actually made a list of stuff. So I didn't think this was really gonna work now because well, we're out of lockdown.
Hindsight.
But I think I still have the list of what I wrote. Hold on. Oh, here we go. Corona predictions. So I wrote this on the 28th of March last year. Do you want me to read it?
Sure.
Okay. The virus gets so bad that nobody is allowed to leave their homes. Supermarkets close down and drones have to deliver people's food. People will start building tunnels underground to get to one another. Underground communities will form. Christmas will be replaced with Corona Day. Corona Day will be the only day of the year when anyone is allowed to step outside. Each Corona Day will mark the beginning of the annual Corona Games, an event I haven't read
Oh,
this in a year. An event created to eliminate people with the virus in a fun way. The, the,
in a fun way.
the world's governments begin to disagree on coronavirus traditions, unleashing World War III. Coronavirus is wiped out, but the world is torn apart and Earth becomes uninhabitable. Humans flee to Mars. Alien life is discovered underneath Mars's surface. Someone decides to eat a Martian animal and starts a new pandemic.
I that actually sounds like a mixture of like all of the few like dystopias, man. Like
I completely forgot like any of that I wrote. Like reading that back, I'm like, man, I'm impressed with myself. That was pretty good, I think. Like,
that sounds like a
obviously,
good
none of it
creative
happened.
writing.
None of it happened yet, but
Yeah,
no. My no,
trying to make a comeback.
my creative writing at the moment is about a guy. and some others, who live in a town that's surrounded by like really tall, misty hills, and no one can get out of the town, and no one really questions what's beyond or knows, right? And that's because like something fishy's going on with like the mayor and stuff, why they won't let anyone leave. But everyone just like doesn't question it. It's just like, oh
I'm
yeah,
questions the mayor.
it's cool. Why would you want to leave? Um, then someone gets caught trying to leave and gets like captured and like taken to get like interrogated and like tortured or something with like a bunch of others. And they're like, damn. And then they escape and they run off into the hills. And that's what it's going to be about what's beyond the hills. And then they're going to find a bear cub and they're going to name him Toblerone.
Ooh.
That's
It,
my creative writing.
it sounds like what's it? It reminds me of something I do know. Um, did you get a little bit of inspiration from Pan's Labyrinth?
No,
Like
not
that?
at all.
No, because because like it has like no Stephen King. That's what I'm trying to say. Because it has like that whole thing of in the background, that kind of style.
In the background, what do you mean?
So like Stephen King's the main focus isn't actually about the monster. It's because it's how people are affected in the background and how like people start mistrusting each other and stuff, which is really understated in the movies of his. So like
Hmm.
how like in the how the hills affects like the general society and how like oh you can't leave and stuff. That
Oh.
kind of it's a real that's a Stephen King kind of thing to do.
Hmm.
I
Well,
was
one day I was
wondering if
kind of
you
just
got inspired.
nah. One day I was just walking to the bus and it was quite foggy, and I looked up at the hills and I was like, man, what if we couldn't leave? Like, what if we didn't know what was beyond the hills and we were trapped by them? That's how I came up with it. Mm. I don't know. I've always just like kind of the question of what lies beyond, and I've always kind of just wanted to explore that. So it's with stories like this that I kind of want to do that, and then like go through like a bunch of different landscapes and stuff, right? Because I quite like the stories about journeys as well. That's something I've always
Ah,
liked.
okay.
Like
Because
Finding Nemo.
that appeals to my cosmic horror. The to that just gives me cosmic horror vibes.
Finding Nemo is the best movie ever. It ticks all the boxes for me. It has a journey. Anyway, I
Ah.
think we can stop talking about lockdown. But basically, so moving on. Um, so we decided, pandemic, end of the world kind of vibe. We wanted to watch a movie about disaster and the potential end of the world. So we watched bum 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 bum.
Poseidon, 2006.
Yeah, fun movie. Um,
My favorite movie now.
really? Nah, no
Oh,
way.
for the viewers, no, it's not my favorite. Don't worry, I'm not
No,
that bad. I have really bad taste in movies. I love episode 8 and 9, and usually it's
of
one or the
Star
other or none
Wars
at
to give
all.
context.
Yes, so. If you don't know what 8 and 9 is, episode 8 and 9 is, are you even like?
Yeah, you could be talking about like episode 8 or 9 of Breaking Bad or something. A lot of things have
Yeah,
episodes.
yeah, but there's only like one true franchise that has the best episodes, and that is
That
eight and
titles its
nine
movies as episodes. Mm,
of Star Wars. So yeah, I have bad taste in movies.
basically, if anyone doesn't understand, what he's saying here is that typically, if you like episode 8 or episode 9, you don't like the other. But he's special.
I love both, which means my taste is doubly bad, squared,
Or doubly good, depending on how you look at it.
or doubly good. It could be like a negative times a negative, you know. You know, you get the two
That
negative
is an
signs.
interesting
Boom.
way of looking at it. Hmm.
Maybe my taste is just beyond. You're
It's
out
too
here
much for
eating
us to
snails while
comprehend.
I eat caviar.
Hmm.
They killed Jesus for telling the truth.
Anyway, Poseidon, what did you where do we start?
We start with Lucky Larry, the best character. I don't know, like Poseidon could have been the movie of the decade, almost the century, but they killed Lucky Larry a bit too early. His death was effective, but like they didn't flesh out his character, which really herald, minusing the points
They
of
really didn't
Poseidon.
flesh out any of the characters. I think
No, they just gave them like blank slates.
to give my review, they kind of overall the movie felt kind of pointless. It was fun. It took you through like a bunch of fun set pieces of basically these people trying to escape an overturned ship after it gets hit by a giant wave. Um, but and I mean the characters were kind of interesting, but they didn't really do anything with them. And like it didn't really seem like any lessons were learned in the end, or like there wasn't really anything to take away from it. So it was kind of just a dumb movie about a disaster that didn't, yeah, and that was it. Like
And it
with characters
and
that
it
didn't
was
really
it
do
didn't like
anything. The characters didn't really have an effect on the movie, I guess. So in the end, it
what's
just
interesting
that kind
about
of
it
just made it
though
feel empty for me.
is that there was no like nothing about like there was no like the motivations and kind of like the backstory didn't matter. Like it was just there just because it had to be there. Like there was that
Hmm.
whole thing about oh me, my daughter and I don't get on and stuff, and it doesn't even matter. Like like he dies, and
Oh,
that's it.
and that
Like
girl who was going to see her brother,
yeah, and like
but
I
then
forgot
she
about
dies
that.
as
Just like
well.
how insignificant. Yeah, this is like I completely forget about it. It's like okay, um, there's a whole like there's that whole thing of how in the what's it called the Maze Runner they do it quite well where it's like that whole survival and how the group versus the individual and like if you aren't liked you get like cut out and killed pretty much, and
Hmm.
that's what they're going to do with like Lucky Larry because he's like the selfish asshole, like they
Right.
were going to
They should
they were
have
going
gone
to
for a
kill him.
twist and had him survive.
Yeah, the thing
And then
about
given him character development.
the thing about like disasters and like not dystopias, but like putting characters in these terrible situations, it's interesting to see how they react with each other rather than how they react to the disaster itself. And with Poseidon, the scriptwriter was like, "Oh, this scene needs a bit more water. Let me turn up the water in this." Like every single time there could have been development, he was just like, now let's develop the water." Jesus, the only thing the arcs that really increased was the bloody water level.
That, that is a great way of putting it. Um, Also, do you remember that one scene that just like had random explosions out of nowhere?
Yes. Oh,
When this ship first gets hit by the wave, everything just starts exploding for some reason. And
was
the
there a bit of slow
explosions,
mo?
I don't remember the slow-mo, but the explosions looked like they were straight from the first Star Wars in 1977. They didn't look like they were from 2006.
I
That
need to check something.
that's the most memorable part of it for me. And Lucky Larry. Although I actually forgot about him until you brought him up.
Larry is so good. Um,
He's he, God, he was barely in the movie though.
yeah, I know, but he was the best bit. He would say like
Yeah.
these asshole lines, and then we're like, "Why should we save him? We should get out of here." And the girl's like, "No, never." It's like,
the, the thing that sucked about him though is that he was barely in the movie. Like they should have done more with him. They introduced him just to kill him off like a few minutes later. It was- they were
Going back to like that whole because the brother was the dude that illegally got on there, right? Like he snuck on or whatever, something like that.
no, the girl snuck on.
Oh, the
That
girl snuck on.
she got
Yeah,
snuck on by like one of the guys from the kitchen because she wanted to go um she wanted to get across the sea to see her brother who was like sick or something.
yeah. The Titanic did this cool thing when they were Um,
What, sank?
we went sank, yeah.
Oh.
And people getting on lifeboats, and because they have limited capacity, first the rich people get on, and then women, children, and stuff, and then would be interesting is because oh no, you weren't meant to come on here. You're an illegal immigrant or whatever. No, get out and stuff, and
Hmm.
show that kind of like barbaric side of humanity. But water is also pretty cool, I guess.
Oh, what? So you think they should have done more with like,
Like, why did she have to legally get on there if you're not like? I think
right? You
Mr.
think they should have
Copeland,
expanded on that? You think they should have
yeah,
like used that?
Mr. Copeland has like this, despite all his faults, has said one of the greatest things. It's like the you should only mention something in your stories if you're gonna like the author only mentions something if they're gonna use it.
Yeah.
And like the thing with Poseidon, it's like here's a character. There you go.
Okay, that's true. That's like the way to sum up the movie in one sentence. Plus water.
And I think wait, did I guess? Wait, did I guess correctly who lived and died? I think I did,
I'm
right?
pretty sure. I th I think we both did. Had I seen the movie before? I don't
Nah,
remember.
you saw the movie before, and then like I was like, oh, I'm gonna guess.
No, because I remember I know I saw part of it, but I don't know if I watched it to the end before I watched it with you.
Oh no no no! You knew who died. You died. I think I said that you knew that Lucky Larry died. You got up to that bit, and I was like, no,
Oh.
Lucky Larry, no.
Oh yeah, that's right. Oh, that's right, because it was on TV. That's why we watched it in the first place. It was on TV. It came on TV while I was watching TV. And then I texted you. I was like, "Yo, turn on the TV. Watch watch this movie." And we both started watching it together. And I think you saw the Lucky Larry bit, but then you had to go like you had to go do something, and then I had to go have a shower, I think. So then we decided to watch it together later.
Ah man, that was good. I enjoyed. I was glad we got to watch it.
We need to have another movie session like that. Should we just talk
Um,
about every movie we watch together? Like, should we do a double feature and talk about Pan's Labyrinth next?
yeah, as I say, because like going to like an actual good movie, I thoroughly enjoyed Pan's
Okay,
Labyrinth. I
but
feel
wait,
like I have
wait.
to watch
Do
it
we
again.
want to finish our review of Poseidon first?
I finished it. I said
Okay,
very.
what would you give it out of 10?
If it wasn't for Lucky Larry, I'd be 1 out of 10. But Lucky Larry gives it to a 6 out of 10 for me.
Hmm. I think okay. I'll give it like a 4. Like, I don't. Oh, maybe that's a bit harsh, actually. I think I'd rather watch that again than Transformers, so I'm gonna give that a 5.
Wait, what's Transformers? Transformers is four, right?
No, I reckon Transformers is about a 5 too, but for different reasons. Like, this is the first one I'm talking about. Like, I think it had an alright concept, and they could have done something good with it, but they blew it with like piss jokes and stuff, and like scenes that dragged on too long and all that, and bad cinematography.
That'd be a number one. Like like when you gotta have something to measure off.
What would be a number one? I don't know if I've ever watched a number one, to be honest.
Yeah, yeah. I feel
Well,
like you stay away from that.
I can't think of the worst movie I've ever seen.
Yeah, if someone like held a gun to me and they were like, "I'm going to shoot you if you don't tell me the worst movie you've seen in 10 seconds," I think I'd be dead.
Hmm.
Um,
Like bad movies, first thing that comes to mind is The Cat in the Hat. But then again, that's not even a
oh,
one.
Sing is the one. Sing is a one. I hate
Sing,
Sing.
really?
Sing sucks. It was the most boring movie. Oh gosh, like Despicable Me from like the same studio is all right, but like, oh, Sing was like, I don't know why. I can't describe it. It was just it was like High School Musical, but like High School Musical has some interesting like scenes. That one doesn't.
The only thing, I haven't seen Sing, but the one thing I remember hearing about it, because I watched a video, because it came out around the same time as Zootopia, and it was a video comparing them. And what it pointed out to me that was quite insightful was that, um, the whole talking animal thing. Zootopia has talking animals, um, so that it can have this whole like, is it an allegory that you call it? so it could
Allegory? Allegory? Yeah,
allegory.
no, I think yeah, I know
Yeah,
what you mean. Yeah, yeah.
yeah. So it could bring through like this whole message, this whole metaphor about racism through like the predators and prey animals. Um,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. Um, so basically, yeah, Zootopia like had talking animals so that it could use them to get across this message about racism. Meanwhile, Sing had talking animals for no reason. Basically just
Bit
probably so kids
true.
could just like go could see the posters be like, oh look, talking animal
What?
movie. Uh, I want to spend money on this movie and then go watch it,
Uh,
which is
then
kind of
chain
dumb.
smoking Karen's like, yeah.
Yeah, I do find it kind of
Oh
annoying
yeah.
when studios put money before story.
I'm trying to look at like the like covers for like Zootopia and Sing and see if they're like familiar.
Really? What do you
I'm
mean
very interested,
familiar?
like the like see if like Sing was trying to.
What? Why use Zootopia to get
I mean,
like
it's not.
act as
It's
a knockoff?
yeah, yeah.
Nah, I don't think it was. I think it was
Ah,
just coincidence. They both came out in around 2016, didn't
yeah, yeah. Which kind of highlights,
they?
there's always a time to shine, guys.
You know how many like Pixar knockoffs there are? This actually, have you ever? Like I used to watch I Hate Everything, and
So
he used to review all these knockoff movies of like superhero movies and like Pixar movies and DreamWorks movies and stuff. There's
there's a
stuff like,
huge one that's like 43 minutes long.
oh really? I don't
Yeah,
remember, but I remember there's like they've got like A Car's Life, and that one had like a bunch of sequels, and one of
yes,
them,
I know that one. Yeah.
and and one of them I actually owned. A fun fact.
What?
Okay, so what happened? I must have been like 8 or something, and it was my birthday, and my grandparents sent me this card, and it had like the characters from that Cars knockoff movie on the front, and it came with a free DVD. It was called like The Little Cars and the Big Race, I think, and I was like, man, this looks stupid as frick. Should we be able to swear on this? Like in the unedited ones? Should we just put like
I
a
don't-
swear warning at the start and then
Will,
just say
will,
whatever we
will
want?
Susan be happy?
Who cares?
Yeah, I'm sure Susan will watch this. Maybe her robot will.
Yeah, anyway. Yeah, I saw this DVD, I was like, man, fuck that, I'm not watching this. It looks stupid. I want to watch the real cars. But then my parents, I think my mum was like, what? No, you have to watch it. Your grandparents sent you this. So I put on this movie. I put on this DVD, this knockoff Cars movie, and I'm just sitting there, like, arms crossed probably, kind of just sitting through it thinking, man, what, what is this bullshit? And then I remember,
I got scammed out of cars.
yeah, then I remember, I think somewhere near the end, my dad came and sat next to me and he was like, where's Lightning McQueen? Oh man, they had like the whole. It was such an obvious knockoff though, because they had like the Sally knockoff, the Doc Hudson knockoff, the Maiden knockoff, all sorts. Like the mean chick hicks type car. Like, ah man, it was dumb. I hated it. But yeah, I wonder if I got rid of it or if it's still like lying around somewhere.
Like got packed in.
Maybe we should watch it if I find it ever. No, it's probably long gone. This was like 10 years ago. Ah, yeah. Don't don't watch the little cars and the big race.
It's not worth it.
Anyway, Poseidon.
Is that a one? That's a one. That should be a one.
That maybe it should be actually. You know what? Yeah, maybe. Maybe we should just go watch some bad movies to see if we can find one that would put us a one.
Watch Cool Cat. We've been meaning to watch Cool Cat for like 10
Ah, yeah,
years.
Cool Cat would probably be a one to be honest. Because it
But
does.
like Cool Cat's entertaining though.
Yeah, but it doesn't even have a consistent plot. Like I think that's kind of the first thing you want to go for in a movie, right? Like,
Yeah, yeah.
something that has a beginning, a middle, and an end. If it doesn't have that, I think it's like it's failed as a
It's
movie
failed.
already.
It's failed. It's the thing about that. Like, I get the interesting about that though. The first thing that comes to mind is Pulp Fiction. Like, I guess there has to be a beginning, middle, and end. But it's
In a
what's
weird order?
interesting is that yeah, yeah. What's interesting about that though, you could almost no matter the way you rearranged it, it still acts as the beginning, middle, and end. Like each character has their own beginning, middle, and end. Like as if they start at different parts of the race for
Wow.
each character.
I really need to watch some Tarantino movies when I get the time to. I've only seen Once Upon a Time in Hollywood and Django Unchained.
Tarantino.
Django Unchained I quite enjoyed though, to be honest.
I don't watch it. I don't want to watch it.
Anyway, Poseidon. What?
What the fuck?
I feel like I feel like I was gonna say something about it before we wrap this up. Should we? Okay, if I'm gonna like cut this out as a highlight video, do we want to include the whole tangent about the Cars knockoff, or should that be its own separate video?
Should that be its own? Would we be able to like get enough content? I mean, probably, but
I don't know. Ah,
I don't think so.
well, I think with Poseidon, if we think about the characters, it kind of had like this the kind of standard. What was that a laugh?
Yeah, that's an oxymoron. If we think about the characters, I thought of them. I got in all their depth,
Oh,
got in
okay.
all their motivations. I don't even know the names of them. What the fuck?
I don't remember the names either. I only remember Larry.
Yes.
The guy who was
Yes.
the guy who was in like two scenes in total. He was the most memorable character. Um, ah, you had like the dad and the daughter. The, I wouldn't say that they were stereotypical, but they were kind of like standard disaster movie characters, I guess. You had like the cocky
Like, oh,
one. You had Larry. You had like the Chad guy, who was like the main dude. Yeah, I don't
like
remember
he
his name.
jumps into like the water to like
Yeah, yeah,
climb up
he
and
jumps
stuff.
into boiling hot water at some point.
It's like, and then he's like smiling. You remember like the bit where he's like, "Yeah, I did it." Oh my god.
No, I don't. Yeah, but that'll be a separate video for. I need, because we did an audio recording of our reactions to it. I need to actually. Yeah, that'll be a good video. Um, I also need to get the one edited where we ranked those ads, not ranked them, rated them. I think we should do that same thing again, except like ads on the radio or songs on the radio even.
Songs on the radio.
Hmm. Anyway, yeah. Like I think, oh yeah, like the mum and the kid as well, and it was kind of obvious like who was gonna die and who wasn't, because like the mum and the kid, like that was, that was too wholesome to die. Like the dad, I think,
Was pretty much gonna die.
yeah, was kind of gonna sacrifice himself.
Espe-
Chad
Especially
Thundercock was gonna
especially when
survive
they
till the
like
end.
resolved their conflict, which was just like, "Oh, I'm
Oh yeah.
sorry for being an overprotective father. Oh, I'm sorry for being a bitchy daughter. Now
Yeah.
hug. Oh yeah, now that we've made up, hopefully nothing bad happens to us. What happens? Something bad, and they, at least they made up.
Do you remember that moment when they had to like reverse those propellers
Oh,
so that they could like so that they could like suck stuff into them and it would like blow a hole into them so that they would stop working, they could go out of the ship through like the propellers or something. Um and they had to go and like flip a switch to reverse them, but they had to swim to do it. And the dad and the boyfriend are like arguing over who's gonna do it. And
who wants to die?
yeah, and originally it's gonna be the boyfriend, and I think at this point you're like, oh man, this is actually pretty good. Like, he's gonna sacrifice himself to like prove himself to the father, and then he goes to say his goodbyes to his girlfriend, but then as they're doing that, the dad like disappears, and they realize that he's gone and is going to sacrifice himself instead. And I remember you being pissed off at this bit, because he kind of just stole this guy's character development. man. We should remake Poseidon. We should make a remake with like characters that actually do something that go from point A to
We should
point
name
B.
it Endurance.
You know, Endurance had some pretty good characters, you know. You had the you had the annoying kid who the other two didn't understand at first, and they didn't give him a good they didn't give him a good chance because they thought he was weird and annoying, but then in the end he saved
But he
everyone.
made a fire.
He made a fire. He saved everyone with his survival guide. So Endurance is actually the story of how you shouldn't judge people based on how you originally perceive them. Endurance is a film we made in year seven.
We
Not
feels bad.
Samuel. We as in
Not me.
I, uh, DJ, who you may know from previous Super J videos, and
The
AJ,
classic era.
and some others.
The,
The
some
classic
people might
era,
call it.
yeah.
Some people might call it the golden era.
Just some of you might call it the bad frick. Some of you, some of you may call it the bad quality era.
I call it the slightly racist airplane era.
What? Slightly racist.
Remember for that like airplane ad that you guys made, Jordan, and you?
Oh. Oh my god, that left my mind. Holy moly, how do you even remember that? When did you even watch that?
Because that was so funny. Like I remember funny things. I enjoyed it because I
Oh,
have bad taste.
that was terrible. That wasn't even a Super J video. That was on the Nincompoops, which is another channel that should be completely forgotten. Well, I
That's
say
like
another. Don't forget
pre
Super
camera.
J. I have a Discord server. Join it. We've been blabbering on, haven't we?
Yeah,
um, but yeah,
covered
what I
a
was gonna
lot of
say
the
about the
ground
characters,
though.
like, yeah, I guess we have. Like I remember the kid kind of pissing me off at one point because he disappeared and they didn't even explain why. Like, no, that's right. The kid like went missing and they were like, oh no, where did he go? We're gonna drown and he's been left behind. And they go and find him and he's like stuck behind this like ah he's like stuck behind this wall or something. And the mum asks him, how'd you get in there? And he says, I don't know. Like they
Oh
did
yeah, that's right.
they didn't even bother to explain it. They were just like, "Oh yeah,
Dumb kid, huh?
kid goes missing and somehow gets himself stuck. We're not going to explain how or why. It just happens. Don't question it. Just to give them another obstacle. Like the only explanation they really like implied is that the kid is dumb. Uh, I don't know.
Which is pretty dumb.
Yeah, it is pretty dumb. Like I always found it kind of annoying in like movies where they have like the dumb kid who goes and
Causes
like
problems and nothing else.
falls into a trap or something. Like I remember, I think I was in year six, and it was a wet day, and we were all inside the classroom, my class, and the teacher put on Chitty Chitty Bang Bang. Have you ever watched that?
Chitty chitty bang bang. No,
Yeah, have you ever heard of it?
no,
Oh,
that sounds niche.
it was about like a flying car or something. Well, a car that went chitty chitty bang bang. I think it was about a car. I can tell you that, but I don't remember the rest of it. All I remember was this one scene where these kids from the movie who are like the side characters or like the lead kids or something. Um, this dude like tells them to jump into the back of his truck for free candy, and they're like, "Yay, candy!" and just run it, and the door's shut. And I remember like my whole class, we were a bunch of like 11-year-olds, like 10 and 11-year-olds watching this movie, being like, "Bruh, no one's that dumb."
Are you stupid?
Yeah. I mean, like, and looking back to how old we were then, like, you know, like we knew that
If you
we'd
can
be,
comprehend that, yeah.
yeah, yeah. So I think especially as a kid, I always found it kind of annoying in movies where they like portray the kids as dumb.
Yeah, because like my cousins tell me how to do it, like who are like 3 years old, tell me how to do things sometimes. So I'm like, all right.
Hmm. Well, um, so yeah, overall, Poseidon, to summarize, characters who really didn't go anywhere, get developed. They kind of all had backstories that were brought up, but um, there was no point to any of them because they didn't have any effect on the film. For example, this girl snuck into the ship to go find her brother. This old dude was gay and had like a lover in another country or something. And
I remember that.
what?
I don't remember that
You
at
don't
all. I
remember
just
that?
nah.
I remember when like when it was yeah, I remember when they first like introduced that bit and you're like, "Oh, that's pretty cool representation." And then it had like no significance on the movie because they didn't mention it again.
Probably just added there just to be like, wow, let's go.
All the characters had motivations, but it didn't matter. Yeah.
Motivations, maybe. I don't know. So I feel like we're giving it a bit too much credit sometimes.
You said it was your favorite movie. Anyway, Poseidon dumb movie. I give it a 4 or 5 out of 10, something like that. I mean, it's a movie. It's a turn your brain off movie. You can watch it if you want to watch something dumb. It's somewhat enjoyable.
It's a TV movie.
It's
Like,
yeah,
I don't know
it's just not
what
gonna leave an
quality you're going
impact
to
on
get
you.
out of that.
You can watch it once and never watch it again. Is that all we have to say about Poseidon?
Yep.
Okay.
Nothing else.
So during lockdown, as I mentioned earlier, we had me and Samuel got a bit bored. And we did a video call where we tasked ourselves with each. Yeah, I think we gave ourselves like half an hour on a timer, to create something interesting that we were going to then show the other person when the half hour was up. Just to bring like yeah, just to make lockdown a bit more interesting.
Kind
And
of sounds a challenge, you know.
yeah, and we did this. And here is the vlog.
And you know what I got? The chocolate.
Oh, that's okay. Because I have chocolate.
Oh, I have baking chocolate.
Hi guys, I'm gonna go eat my Asian. Oh wait, I can't convert this. And we're gonna do a 1v1 to see who is the best gentleman out of both of us.
So as you can see, I'm in a room at a desk and Samuel's there. We may be isolated, but that ain't gonna stop us from doing a vlog. So we decided that today we are going to have some fun in lockdown. We're gonna set a timer. We're gonna give ourselves an hour to each create something or set something up. And then once the time is up, we're gonna video call again and we're gonna show each other. Basically just come up with fun ways to spend quarantine, I guess.
Yeah, this is for you guys in the future. If you ever get in a global pandemic, I don't know what situation you'll have to be in, but good luck.
The plan was to start at 11:30. It's currently 11:27.
Check back from 12:30.
Yeah.
Good luck. May the best gentleman win.
Alright, so I will see you in an hour.
Right.
Alright, so it's currently 11:29. I'm gonna start this at 11:30. Just a little longer. Ready and... I may have just accidentally paused that. Okay, my time is going.
Boom. And now we need the eggs and stuff. Last time I did this, I had the most rotten egg. It's disgusting. Wooden spoon of doom. Now, I always don't want a little extra milk just because I like my cakes a bit. I hate the word moist. Oh, it's a disgusting word, honestly.
So I've decided that I'm basically gonna create Disneyland inside my own house. Because, you know, I can't go on a holiday because I'm stuck in my house. And, you know, people can't even go to Disneyland anyway because it's temporarily closed.
Now, usually people will use an electric beater, and my recipe says to. But I just believe that, you know, for our enjoyment, it'd just be a lot more interactive.
Okay, I believe somewhere in here I have some old Disneyland maps. Oh, there's a lot in here. Oh, here we go. So I think this might have been Hong Kong. Yeah, this is Hong Kong, but still that'll do. So I think the ones I'm thinking of making are the Splash Mountain. The Splash Mountain's not there, but we need the castle. So the castle needs a bit of blue. I'm just gonna take that. Right guys, this here is our Disney castle. I think it looks pretty good.
You can definitely tell when butter's just starting to melt, because it's way easier to get rid of. I also recommend breaking that up with your fingers or cutting it up just so you can mix it in better.
Okay, so we need the train. Oh yeah. Okay, so obviously I don't have this very planned out. But I'm still gonna see what I can do.
This is where an electric beater would come in handy. Make it way easier to get that soft butter. Sorry for the weird angle, but I'm not a professional chef who has one of those reflective mirrors up on their kitchen, so you'll have to deal with what I have. Even with a manual labour, it's actually quite alright. Back in my day, we didn't have to have all these fancy gimmicky electric beaters and stuff. We just needed brute force.
Alright, so we've got our entrance. Yeah.
Okay, I'm back, and this is the riff I got for Jaden's song.
Alright, so we have a castle, we have an entrance. Now I think we need some rides. So, first on my list is Splash Mountain. And you know, Splash Mountain is a water ride, so we need water. Okay, well we have water, but you're kind of just gonna fall into nothingness.
So that's the first bit I'm trying to do, and I'll get back to you guys when I've completed it. I just wish I could actually sing, so it'd be a lot easier to visualize the song with.
I haven't really planned this out very much, and it's not really going as well as I pictured. I don't know what Samuel's doing, but it's probably going a lot better.
Boom. Bleh.
Okay, next I think we go for Space Mountain. So a Space Mountain, we need a dark room. Unfortunately, this new house did not come with curtains, so I'm gonna have to make some myself. That'll do. Now I just need some stars. Hey Alex, you remember those things that were like pillow pets that like used to like have stars on the back of them that would like light up? Yeah. You used to have one of those, eh? Do you still somewhere? Or do you have anything that can like put stars on the roof?
I do. I got something for my birthday last year, but I think we threw it out when we moved house.
Alright, we don't have any stars, so looks like we're just gonna have to make do with a semi-dark room. Alright, so we have 26 minutes left on the clock. I've kind of made 2 rides. And I think the next one I should focus on is It's a Small World, because I like that one. Update, I couldn't figure out how I was going to do It's a Small World, so I think I've kind of given up on that. But I've made a mini Star Wars gift shop.
Yeah, this is what I made after 20 minutes of effort. It's very out of time, unfortunately.
I'm pretty much done. I think I've done all I can do. Honestly, this has kind of been a bit of a bust. A bit less than 4 minutes left on the clock, and I've officially given up at this point. This was basically doomed to fail. And I think that's a lesson to be learned. Next time, I should plan a bit more carefully. Oh, would you look at that? Time's up. Samuel?
Howdy?
I think I've failed.
Oh, that's bad. I've done a demo for your song, but it's not what you're gonna think it is. I also made a cake. I'll turn on my thing.
You made a cake?
Yeah.
Nice. Alright, Samuel. I've decided to take you to
Disneyland Whangarei. Yeah.
I said. Did the sign just fall over?
Yeah, it did. It doesn't stay up very well. So yeah, this is the entrance. You're now going through the entrance
Whoa!
of Disneyland Whangarei.
I like those chairs.
Here's your escort. I need some way to wheel you around, because you can't walk. You're a bit disabled today.
Whoa! I'm having. Is this even legal? This is like dangerous.
And here we got the castle.
Is this where you dump your children when you don't want them?
Yeah. And over here, we have Splash Mountain.
Whoa!
As you can see, there's water. Yeah, you're gonna go down it.
Oh. Do I have insurance for this?
I hope so. Yeah. But yeah, the water kind of ends there, so there's just.
So do I just hit rocks and stuff on the way down, like the child's head just gets like shredded?
Yeah, basically, you still need to make some improvements to the park before it can be open to the public.
Like more water.
Okay, anyway, if you get back on your transport. Okay, this is Space Mountain. I was gonna put stars in here, but I couldn't find stars to add. So I think I'll just make it a bit better with some music.
Princess Leia's theme, or else I quit. That's Skype quality.
Yeah, now you're on Space Mountain. Wow, roller coaster. Okay, yeah, that's Space Mountain.
Is this Space Store?
Yes. Okay, next up we got the last ride that I was able to make. And here we have Star Tours.
Oh, yo. The gaming setup.
Hang on.
Boom.
Yeah, now you're on Star Tours.
Whoa. It's almost like I'm there. Whoa.
Space Adventures in Quarantine.
Yo, can I join the Empire?
No, I think they're gonna chase you.
If it's anything like episode 4, they'll all hit their heads and die.
Wow.
Whoa, whoa,
Whoa, I'm about to throw up.
whoa!
Whoa. Zoom. I'm getting out of there, you know, like how.
Oh, here we go, hyperspace.
Hopefully we don't go straight into a star.
Now you're in the Star Wars gift shop where we have
All the merch.
yeah, all the merch. We've got a Stormtrooper, we've got Lego R2-D2, we've got a hat, and we've got a Thrawn book. So yeah, because you're the first visitor to Disneyland New Zealand, you get the hat for free. I'm just gonna put that on you.
Oh, I feel so immersed.
We've got one more thing to do before you end your day at Disneyland New Zealand. So yeah, it wouldn't be Disneyland without characters. So you get to have a photo with Goofy.
Yeah. I want Mickey though. Goofy You'd be the.
Unfortunately, Mickey's not in today.
Yeah, now smile.
Cha-ching! Oh.
It actually looked like you had the hat on. That was Disneyland New Zealand. I hope you enjoyed your stay.
Well, my experience is a solid 9 out of 10.
Now let's see what you've made.
Ah, yes. I made a song. So my one's going to be very short. And it's going to be the depressing song by Live Wires, guys. Be sure to check in when we're all rich and famous. Right, Jaden? Yeah, I like that.
Alright. And if you come up with me out of the amazing studio with our high quality equipment, we'll go see dinner. I mean, no, actually, no, lunch. I don't know what time it is. Get out the way, mother. A man belongs in the kitchen.
That's what I made.
Oh, damn. Monster Cake 2.0.
The not so monster cake. The monster cake's retarded little brother. Or sister.
Is it gonna taste better?
I should do a test. I should do a taste test.
Oh yeah, you should.
I'll rate this out of the Thai food, okay?
First you gotta get a knife.
You're frozen again.
Oh, it's a very straight piece, as we can see.
I can't see anything.
I grabbed this much of the actual cake. Out of the Thai restaurant, I'd give that a 5.
So half as good as a Thai restaurant.
Half is good. I recommend going to Pinaman Thai.
Piman Thai.
That's what I've been doing in isolation. But you look like you made some pretty cool things.
I kind of rushed it, but oh well. Did you like your tour?
I loved my tour.
So your cake was good?
Yeah, you actually motivated me to eat a somewhat healthy lunch.
A cake.
Cakes are healthy, right?
Is that it for this vlog?
Shall we tell the viewer a moral?
A moral. Yeah, plan stuff out before you do it, I guess.
Oh,
Today.
Oh.
How about you?
I was gonna say it doesn't matter if you're in quarantine. You can still make a cake and you can still go on a Disney tour.
We'll go to Disneyland, yeah.
This is gonna be a bitch to edit for you, isn't it?
That should be fine.
Thanks for washing. Washing? Thanks for washing.
Alright. So, you're probably... What do you think would be the best way to send that?
Oh, I'm still recording, lol.
Now the vlog's over. I hope you enjoyed that. That was a very old vlog, but I mean,
I enjoyed it.
yeah, new garbage vlogs episode from like a year ago. We need to do another vlog. When are we gonna do another vlog? And what's it gonna
When
be
are we
about?
going to do enough?
I don't know.
How we leave that for the viewers? Radio silence. That's a bit rude. I think since we've talked about indoors and stuff, we should do something outside.
Outside?
Yeah, that should be like the theme.
What have we done so far? We've baked a cake, gone on a bike ride, and tried to make lockdown interesting. What's something else we could do?
Find fun outdoors. Exploring the Great Plains of Aotearoa.
That's an option. Oh, we're also gonna go vegan at some point, but Samuel is now vegetarian, so there's it's not gonna be that much of a challenge.
It is pretty hard,
Anymore. Well, I
actually.
guess. But I think it kind of takes the significance away from it a little
I
bit.
don't know. It's a bit different, Like for me, I eat a lot of non-vegan-y things. Like That probably makes up most of my diet.
Actually, to be fair, I don't eat that much meat anyway. Only at like dinner.
So I think we'll be fine.
So really, you don't really have that much of a head start. But I think for a moment I do have to go because my mum did just come in before and was like, "You need to have a shower." Um, yeah, if we just want to quickly kind of discuss the future of Garbage Talk, like the potential things we could do, like, would you wanna do more of this? Like, would you wanna
Do
use some of
more
these
of the
ideas, I guess?
casual things, or oh,
Casual chatty thing, I guess.
it definitely it definitely doesn't ground it, which is a bit concerning because like it'll be a pain to edit. But if you're fine with it, I think I'll be alright with it.
It'll be a pain to edit.
Well, because there'll be so much things.
Yeah, but like most of this I'm not gonna edit. I'm just gonna take clips out of it and be like,
Here you go.
make separate videos out of it, which could be cool. Um, I think I would be keen to do a Dead Dog podcast though, if you'd be up for it.
Dead dog. Oh
Like,
god.
is that a yes? Is that a definite yes? Because I
I,
think it's such a good idea. Not to pat myself on the back, but
it'll be entertaining. It'll be very entertaining to look back as well.
okay. And then, should we actually try organize this garbage talk debate thing? Should we reach out to that other channel? I could try find it.
Yeah. Oh yeah, with the other people, the losers. Sure.
Right. Should I do that now, actually?
Yeah.
Should I try find that channel now and just comment on one of
Yeah.
those videos?
Hey, are you alive?
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, you can help me write the message. Hmm. Oh yeah, I just look up garbage talk.
Good sir. We plan to hold a scholarly debate between ourselves.
What
In
if I
order,
if I do it without
the
a
prize
source?
announcement being.
Okay, it's kind of concerning. There are no garbage talk videos coming up.
Uh-oh.
Hold on. What if I go filters? What if I put podcast? I only found garage talk.
Garage talk. That's even worse than garbage, which is really ironic.
It has 14 subscribers and 3 videos. Okay, this is really shitty. It's not giving me the results I want. Hold on, I'm using my phone. Oh yeah, I was gonna tell you about drama tonight, but I don't think I really have time for that. And I kind of forgot about it. But it was fun. We had this guy. This guy took the class for just the one lesson. And ooh. Okay, I cannot find garbage talk. I'll find it later. Yeah, I think that should be the end. The end of the podcast. Thank you for listening.
Oh shoot, I have some reason for you.
I
We need
don't
to
know
do
who
that.
would have watched this far and why. This was kind of a nothing video to be honest, but
Enjoy. All
enjoy.
the same.